Okay, art friends, welcome in. I got a fun new video on how the Grinch step by step. This is one of my favorite characters of all time, Dr. Seuss, and so much I even have to show you guys. I can tilt my camera up here into my wall of fame. I got the Grinch right there.
I got the Grinch right there.
Wall of Fame. So I'm gonna actually be using that picture onto here. So let's get started. How I do my Grinch on this one, I'm gonna start with the head and then kind of go into his little hat that kind of has a little crooked feature to it. And this by step, so of course at any time you can pause the video to get there. I'm gonna start with pencil just in case I make a mistake. I'd encourage you guys to do the same. Curvy line kind of on one side and the other. That's gonna be like the top of his head. So I'm gonna start with a little arch over here, and then a little bigger one on this side. Curved lines on each side, and that's kind of the wrinkles of his face. He's got a really wrinkly, kind of mean smile here. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, and 4 curves on that one. And then the same thing over here in a similar way. These are going to be stretched out a little bit further. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 onto there. Awesome. Almost looks like little clouds to there. And then from there, it's going to kind of be a curvy line that goes down, and that kind of goes to his skinny neck on each side. So this one will go down here and then slope down. This one will go down here and then slope down. All right, we got kind of his mouth and the top of his head a little bit on here. This line is going to continue a curve down and curve this way. That's going to be his neck, and I'm going to do a little bit of a shoulder, just a little hint of a shoulder on the bottom side here, so you can slope back out on each side of that. Awesome, I like how it's looking so far. Feeling good about it. Now I'm gonna go on to the eyes. His kind of mysterious eyes onto here is going to be, for the first side, kind of go up and then down on there. And then you can actually use this line over here as like a guide for one side of it, and then it'll go down to the other one, just like that. Awesome. And his eyelids kind of come down on his eyes, so you can put a little curve on each of those. There we go, I like that. And then a circle big enough to leave a little white spot in it. So a circle there, and then a circle in there as well. Awesome, I like it. His nose is kind of a funny little shape, so it starts with an arch line in between his eyes, so an arch there, and then it's got almost like an M in between because it's got some bumps. So I'm gonna do 1 bump, 2, and then 3 into there. You see that almost looks like an M onto the bottom there. Awesome. And then a line, doesn't have to be straight, but it has a little wiggle to it down from there. So it kind of goes wiggle and then back straight onto there. A little silly one is gonna be his smile. So it also has a little wiggle in it. So it's gonna start over here and then go to about here and then go all the way back up here. If you wanna put a dot here, and a dot over here, just so you know you gotta kind of hit some of those marks onto there. So it can go down, have a little squiggle that goes down, and then a back squiggle that goes up. I like it. And then his kind of little cheek muscle is really stretched out and kind of exaggerated on this side. So this one almost goes really, really close up to here. It kind of goes down and a little curvy line onto there. And then a little one over here. But then we're gonna also add some of those little arch lines. Those wrinkles, I'm gonna do some of his chin wrinkles also, kind of where this bumps down. I'm gonna do one kind of almost off that line there. I'm gonna continue that and do 1 and 2 under there. Gives him a little more of a smirk onto there. Also, which adds to that, I'm gonna go under his eyes with 2 lines. Curved line here, curved line here. So you can see he's got a lot of wrinkles. I guess that makes what makes him the Grinch on there. Gets him a little grumpy. Also 2 under here. Kind of a big one and a small one. Awesome. His eyelashes are exaggerated also. So it's kind of like a curve. And then another one over here. Kind of goes like a V. Or almost like a little arrow that kind of points to his eyelash of his forehead, which also, imagine that, has some wrinkles onto there. So I'm gonna do a straight line on each side. Straight line on each side. And then this one also has, kind of goes up, and then another one, and then another one. Go over this with Sharpie. You can kind of make these a little bit thicker, and so that they kind of connect with each other. Makes it look a little bit more realistic. Okay, cool little line. Let's try to do that opposite one over here. So now this one goes kind of up and then out, almost like kind of tree branches onto there. And then a little bit of a kind of squiggle in between, again to add some of those more wrinkles and lines, because he's really grouchy. 2 more up at the top before his hat. 1, 2. All right, awesome. I love it. He's starting to definitely look like the Grinch line that kind of connects right from his eye up to his eyebrow. Okay, so let's do another curvy line that kind of connects up to here. And then right outside of that one, we can start doing the hat. So it's gonna be almost like a cloud kind of shape that goes like a W, kind of bumps around. And then this one will follow up. And then another one will go. And then another one, and another one, and it keeps kind of going. So you can put some bumpy lines onto there until you get all the way to the other side. Do one more on there, because I think he made this in the movie. Think it out of like little cotton balls or cotton swabs. One we can kind of start to turn like a letter C, and then we can make another one come down. And then I'm gonna add a kind of a 2 slope lines. So one that kind of goes right here, and then another one that kind of connects also to this little part over here. And you can connect that line if you missed a little bit. Okay, he's got his Santa hat. I'm gonna do a quick line from here that just goes up, and then another one that goes up. That's his little hat sitting on top of his head. I like it. And then the down part, because it kind of goes up a little bit taller, and maybe I could have done this a little higher, but you know, I'm just trying to make the best out of what picture that I have. And then this one comes down because it kind of goes up and then back down. So I'm going to put that little tassel part onto here. So I'm going to do 2 little lines, 1, 2, and then a nice curved line that goes all the way around. And now it's gonna come to a point like the top of the Santa hat, but now it's almost like the bottom went down, and then this line kind of meeting with it, almost like a big V. And then this one's also gonna kind of V and then kind of bump up together with that. Okay, so there is our Grinch. I'm gonna outline him in Sharpie and then do a fun, cool background just like in my other one. So let's go through that real fast. All right, just like that, there he is, the Grinch on there, step by step. So thank you guys for viewing this. As always, I am Mr. Shooty. This is Mr. Shooty's art channel, and we'll check you guys later.